everyone. Okay, well, I'm gonna start off just saying thank you for everyone who's watching. I love you all so much. I can't even express the gratitude that I have for all of you. I just wanted to get that out. Okay, so welcome back. And today we're gonna be celebrating the third quarter in Sagittarius. So, really interesting vibes. We are setting up for next week. We're going to be having a new moon. Hi, Amaraya. Thanks for coming. I love you so much. So next week, Amaraya knows, we're going to be having a new moon in Pisces, and we're going to still be in Pisces season. So we have this it's going to be the last new moon of the zodiac year. So it's a very culminating moon. So with the third quarter in Sagittarius, it's this very interesting, this ninth zodiac energy, you know, kind of leading us out. So we'll see what we have to know. I'm gonna light this candle for us. And I got a happiness candle again. I am planning on switching them out, but it happened to be the one on my altar, and I was hesitant at first, but I was like, you know what? Maybe we just need some extra happiness and joy at this time. And then with March being the third month of the year, it has that 3 joyfulness energy too. So why not? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me do the pick a stone first today, this week. So the first stone we have is this beautiful raw citrine point, raw citrine point. Our second choice is going to be this beautiful smoky quartz point, raw, beautiful grounding energy. And then for all you lovers out there, we got our soulmate quartz. So soulmate quartz, for those of you who are interested and don't know, a soulmate quartz is solely determined upon the fact that it's a quartz cluster where the points began in 2 separate points and they ended up merging. It's very beautiful, meaningful energy. So those are your stones, and we'll get back to that. And if you're rewatching this, then you can jump ahead if you want. And I'm going to get into some numerology because there's kind of a lot going on right now numerologically. So let's see. So the portal opened 2 days ago on the 3rd. And so we have the 303, and then we can simplify 2021 to 5. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 is 5, right? So we have the 335 is the beginning of the portal. And then we get to 313, 5, and then 323, 5, right? And then March 23rd. So, let me just share some of these notes. I love to hear back if you guys resonate with the numerology, because this is something I'm kind of doing, you know, mainly for myself, but also for who wants to resonate with me. So from 2 days ago on the 3rd until the 13th, something that I kind of was thinking of is it's this in-breath. And from the 13th to the 23rd, it's an out-breath, right? So in the in-breath, this could mean in the next days leading up to the 13th, you could be having realizations, things resurfacing that you thought you dealt with, you thought you handled properly, but maybe not entirely finished with you yet. Discomfort with the norm, discomfort with normalcy. So from 303 to 313, this could be related to balancing friends and growth, becoming less frivolous and more foundational with yourself, with your friend group, with the person that you're creating yourself to be and the environment that you're creating around you. Finding freedom, joy, sense of belonging. So, or, you know, like we said, this could be a discomfort of knowing that now you want to find freedom, joy, and sense of belonging. Then from 313 to 323, we have the out breath. So this could be, you know, outbursts, you know, eliminating things. things dropping out, catharses, lots of catharses of, again, realizations, realizing what I truly want, but also realizing why I want what I want. That's the main point, right? Is the why. So this whole 2 10-day portal in March is very, very related. I named the video the creativity portal. So it has everything to do with that holy trinity of, creation, of, 2 makes 3, and that whole energy. And it also has to do with our friend group, with our coven, if you will, right? Community and creativity are now intertwined, right? Okay. So again, for those of you guys who are really interested in numerology like me, it was really, really significant to me that 2 days ago when the portal started, if you do the numerology for the day, it ends up as an 11, which is a doorway. So it's really significant that here we are, the first day of the portal, or 2 days ago was the first day of the portal, and it happened to be a doorway entry. So again, communication, integration of knowledge, freedom of expression, finding true enlightenment, right? You guys are looking for enlightenment. You're not just looking for answers, right? So yes, shadows resurfacing, the communicator in you, right? The communicator, setting boundaries with the intention of better organizing the levels of intimacy in your life. So I wrote some questions I really like, and I would hope that you guys think about it if you need this energy. During this portal, ask not who should I let in, but who lets me in. Ask not who can I be vulnerable towards, but who is vulnerable towards me. Ask not what can I do for them, but what have they done for me. Ask not how can I learn from them, but have they ever learned from me. Ask not how can I better understand them, but do they understand me. So this 3, 4, 5 energy, right? How can community show me my home? And how does this home foster freedom, expansion, and acceptance? Very good, Amariah. She loves the numbers. Portal days are always doors. Are portal days always doors? I don't know. It's crazy because let me see. Last month. Last month on the first day of the portal, it was a 9. It was a 9. So no, they're not always doors. So that's interesting too, because that plays into the actual numerology of it. Maybe at the 222 gateway, that was something that was very significant with death, ascension, rebirth. Maybe now this one is more pertaining to enlightenment, stepping forward, stepping through doorways, understanding what doorways mean to you. So good question, Amariah. Oh, I love you so much. Okay. Those are the questions. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up, but as for today, numerologically today, yes, you're right. The days that are on 11, they have this powerful energy, this repeated number energy, right? And so 22 is even less common than finding 11, right? And 33 is even less common than that. So yeah, you're really picking up. I love that. Thank you. All right. So numerologically for today, balancing, finding/realizing the shift of your intimate circle versus friend group. Solidification of understanding, not only in the freedom of vulnerability, but also in energy expense and attention. Call your energy back to you. Balancing your own desires with those of friends to find comfort in one's own freedom to choose in their own path, right? Okay, so I'm going to just read a tiny bit more, just a tiny bit, just to give you guys a little bit background. So 3-6, integration, who serves me and how. Balancing between filling others' cups versus your own, calling in those who support you, and while also having power in yourself, right? So knowing when to choose, when this is something that needs to be up to you, and when you can have your support and you need to look towards your support, right? So what forms give me more freedom right now? Integrate that which you want and that which you must, but know when to align back to your own truth, right? Know when to let the noise fall away. I'm going to leave some of the rest of this for next week. 2 more things. Number 1, you can please people without being a people pleaser. And 2, what does the word intimacy mean to me? So those are a few of my numerology stuff. But let's close that for now, and we'll get on to the real stuff. The real reasons. Okay. So, if you chose this raw citrine point, this is your 3rd quarter in Sagittarius reading. We still figuring it out. It's all good. Angels, guides, spirits, ancestors. What do we need to know for our highest and our best? What do we need to know for our highest and our best? Okay, Citrine people. Citrine people, what do we need to know? Okay. Oh, I love this. No! Oh, you guys, I love this so much. So very, very straightforward. Adventure. Patience. Teaching and learning. And self-love. So what I see here is definitely adventure. Definitely break away from the norm. Find what adventure means to you. You know, there's a lot of opportunities to do things, but find that joy and find that connection to like your spirit of like what you want. Adventure can also be putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to, you know, ultimately find growth. So you could interpret it like that as well. Maybe there's been a situation where you've been adventuring into a realm that you're not, maybe not necessarily not familiar with, but maybe this, you thought this was the thing for you, but maybe now it's not. Or maybe it still is, but it still needs to develop a little bit longer. We need to be patient with that. It's the beginning of the portal, right? So now we have this understanding that, you know, of this divine timing and of this like need for patience and need for faith, right? And then I love these. I love these. So there could be a couple things going on here. So teaching and learning, I love that this came out because to me, this is actually really related to the portal that I was just discussing. So we're learning about when is it my time to teach? When is it my time to learn? It is possible, you know, there are times where, you know, you can learn from it. There all the time, you can learn from everything, right? But don't use that as your out to not teach because you have knowledge to share, right? And that's going to fall, then that's going to fall under self-love. That's going to fall over under this need to get back in touch with your own, you know, your own spirit, and get back in touch with your own emotions, and get back in touch with your own mind and what you want to be giving yourself first, you know, because once we understand what we give ourselves, then it actually makes so much more clear, like clarity, what we're giving other people. So I love that though, but patience and self-love. So it's very gentle, you know, don't go too hard on yourself. Don't go, you know, criticizing the mistakes or the missteps, you know, and you're going to figure it out just fine. Yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Patience, patience. And adventure. I love the adventure because, well, it's the year of the 5, right? So we have 221 and it becomes a 5. And, you know, 5 is this growth and expansion. And if you noticed on that card, the adventure card is 55. So maybe you have a new understanding of what adventure means to you now, you know? So maybe it could be that. But, you know, maybe you need more adventure, that like you thought you were really adventurous and now all of a sudden you're capable of so much more. So, you know, there's always going to be that. There's always going to be, you know, themes in our lives that resurface and, you know, push us to a more in-depth meaning, a more in-depth understanding of, you know, what that energy is in our life and what that energy is in this world. Oh, I love this. Oh, wow. Okay. So 2 things. So 1, we have Simply Love with solar plex chakra, which is really interesting because what number chakra is this? 3. So willpower, drive, also, you know, connecting with community, different forms of communication. Like, you know, emotions are technically ruled by the 2nd, you know, sacral chakra, but expression, you know, you have expression through the throat, but you also have expression through your will and through your, you know, that drive. So you can take that into account. Creativity. Also, again, creativity is very intertwined with the 2nd chakra, but then also further develops in the higher. So we have this plex, and this is confidence too. This is confidence, and this is, you know, trust. This is true faith, right? Of like, universe got me. So I like that there's a Simply Love, because I think fear is what I'm getting. Fear can hide in a lot of different places, but it does, you know, counterbalance confidence most easily, right? In our waking days. So maybe this is something, you know, again, with that self-love card, that self, you know, touching that sense of will, touching that sense of what is my gut telling me? That's what it is. That's the gut. What is my gut telling me? You know, when you get those gut feelings and those gut urges. And are they aligned with love, or are they aligned with fear? Or something else? It could be something else. It could be regret, you know? That's what I get from it. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. So, but I really like this. So we got open up and we got daydreams and decisions. So opening up has everything to do with that V word. Virginity. Just kidding. Vulnerability. That was a bad joke, sorry. So it has everything to do with vulnerability. And vulnerability, mind you, vulnerability is not pretty. Yeah, like, you know, certain levels of vulnerability have to do with, you know, opening compassion to people who you've never been compassionate towards, or, you know, yeah, like going in a situation that you're not comfortable with, but really the vulnerability is that uncertainty. It's that, you know, this is who I really am. And that's why we get so confused thinking, oh, vulnerability is so bad. Vulnerability is so, like, I don't want to show anyone that because they're going to see it and they're going to think it's bad. But it's not, right? So open up that vulnerability and understand that this vulnerability has to do with how you're living your life. I get the feeling that with increased vulnerability, it's almost within this change in vulnerability, you change the reactions of those around you. And that shows you a bigger reality. And I feel like if you can acknowledge that this reality exists, that you know, literally altering your own sense of, you know, security around that environment, this can, you know, bring you basically data, you know, so that you can better understand what decisions you're making in this situation. Oh, I don't know. Relax. I just keep getting this energy of like wanting to, like, you know, just relax and, you know, realize that if you don't know what decision to make, it's not time to make a decision yet. Quantum Cassie on IG, I got it from her, didn't come up with that. If you don't know what decision to make, it's not time to make a decision yet. That's faith, that's solar plex, that will, and that trust in the universe that you can feel it and that you have been feeling, you know? Just because the decision's different doesn't mean you don't know how to make a decision. So yeah, just keep rolling with the punches. A lot of learning, you know, has to do with experiencing, and so sometimes we wish it wasn't like that. So let's see a little bit about what archetypes are at play right now, whether that's positive or negative. Get to know a little more about what's going on. Maybe. Okay, that's enough. Okay. Hedonist. Oh, wow. Okay, hedonist. Light attributes. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. Celebrates beauty in yourself. Yeah, okay. First of all, like, I just get the feeling that's really, really the main point. But I'll read the negative. Pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. Indulges at the expense of others. Okay, interesting. Based on the cards that we've pulled so far, like I said, I don't really think the shadow attribute serves your reading, but I think it is important to understand what the hedonist shows us is moderation, right? And that we can have nice things and we don't have to constantly be enjoying them. Actually, that's a really good point. You know, in love, and you have a nice partner, and then all of a sudden you want to constantly be with them. That's a good point. You know, what's meant for you will come back. But also celebrate the beauty in yourself, right? The beauty is within. The beauty is within, right? And you got saboteur. I always want to say it all like, oh, sorry, I didn't show you a picture. She's all chilling. She's beautiful. Island girl. Saboteur. What is he doing to the hot air balloon? All right, light attribute. Highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Okay, you guys. Literally, vulnerability. Shadow attributes. Induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Just because we got the self-love card and then we got the vulnerability card, I just have to say I don't resonate with the shadow attribute so much. I think that the self-destructive behavior is more towards yourself. But there's always situations where that energy is present and you're both or, you know, all subjected to kind of like working with it at some points. But regardless, you guys are going to get through this because your third card is the warrior. Okay? You don't just get this card, by the way. All these cards, you don't just get these cards, right? So why are we the warrior right now? Light attribute. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. There it is. Solar plex, will. Heroism, stoicism, and the self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Man, that's a high bill, guys. No, Okay, so shadow attributes. Trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Again, with the self-love, I don't see that. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. I think in this case, the most resonant of the negative is that indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Sometimes it's really hard to feel bad for others because you're too busy feeling bad for yourself. So don't worry about that. This is the type of shadow attribute that's like a habitual like perspective, and I don't think that that's what's happening here. I think this has to do with self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. And it's hard because I feel like that's kind of misleading, because self-sacrifice isn't really like as sacrificial as it's like seems. It's more about like you choose, it's that daydreams and decisions. It's you choose, you make your daydream, right? But don't just dream it, because then it's just a daydream. Bring it, right? Bring it into reality. Make those decisions to create it. Make those decisions to sacrifice certain parts of yourself to bring in other parts. But again, if you don't know what choice to make, it's not time to make a choice yet. So don't worry. Don't worry. Trust in divine timing. I love you guys. I really fucking love you guys. We're gonna figure it out. Okay. What emotions are flying around right now? Wow. Okay. All right. So I don't know. This is like kind of a little bit goosebumps for me because I yelled this out earlier, but regret. I know that I cannot change the past. I know that I cannot change the past. I said, yeah. I don't know if it was something else, but yeah. Oh, you guys are killing me. Okay. Fuck, I love you guys. Okay, so we know we can't change the past, right? But I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement, right? Okay, so maybe we wouldn't have chosen those exact movements. But you can do that next time, right? Maybe depending on the situation, but in general, you can't change the past, but you can change the future and the present, kind of, right? I mean, up for debate. And you guys got empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Which can be hard sometimes, right? Oh shit, like my side. Yeah, like your own side. Like you just forgot about yourself, that's all. No, there's one person who really needs to hear this, but it's not everyone. Right, so, and again, this card, again, you don't just get these cards for a reason, right? So for whatever, you always get them for a reason. So this is because you're working with empathy. It wouldn't come up if this wasn't the problem, right? This empathy is something that needs to be balanced. Just because you can see both sides of a situation doesn't mean that both sides can coexist or are correct, and that's the balance, right? And ultimately, right, compromise is a win. So you have that ability, right? So lastly, we got surrender, which is really, really important. And a really good time to get this, I think. I can release my need for control, to control. I can release my need to control. If you don't know what choice to make, it's not time to make a choice yet. That changed my life, and I heard her say that the first time. Really relieves some pressure. Oh. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. The trick is setting your mind to it, right? We'll get there. Hi, Trinity. Thanks for coming and bringing your cute little... Love you. Let's do some Ayurvedic medicine. For the citrine pick. Okay, we got 2. Oh, I love this. Okay. Oh. Okay. So, inner inquiry. Inner inquiry, I believe it's about automatic writing, actually. So, for those of us who aren't familiar with automatic writing is, probably has another name for it too. I don't know if that's the proper name, but it's basically like a meditative exercise, like we'll call it a mindfulness exercise of writing and continuing to write and kind of trying to flow those thoughts down through your hand and everything, and just to keep writing. And then even if you don't have words, just scribble and continue to write. And the concept is that writing the stream of consciousness is like, ultimately people actually take that skill and they develop it into like, actually like recording psychic messages for other beings or whatever you want to believe in. So if not that understanding, then you can just take it as, a mindfulness, a flowing consciousness exercise. Really interesting, super fun. Start off with something easy, like today we did this, and, or then, after you get to like very simple things, try to say like, I am, right? Or I feel, right? And then it becomes more open-ended. So it's up to you. And then we got savor slowly. And I believe this one has everything to do with mastication. So, so it actually has to do with bringing mindfulness around how you're eating. If you're eating super fast, and that, and there's nothing wrong with eating fast. It's just again bringing that mindfulness around it and being like, either one, taking a step back, taking a breath, and be like, okay, hold on, and realizing, right, oh my god, I haven't eaten all day, or like I didn't realize I was so hungry, or like maybe it's even like boy, sometimes when you have your significant other and you both are eating and you're like trying to like eat faster than the other because you're like both so fucking hungry, like. So again, take a breath and then apply it to different places of your life, right? It doesn't have to be when you're chewing food, even though that's what this one relates to. Very interesting. All right. Let's find a spirit cat to accompany us for the next week. I hope you guys like the deck as much as I do, because I'm like obsessed. Spirit cat to accompany group 1. Oh my god. I love this. This really brings it together for me too. From a perceiver's standpoint. Meet Gala. Her peculiar flowers bloom in the sun of her nurturing love and care. In a tucked away corner of the forest, she planted a few precious seeds. For months, she watered the earth and sang patient love songs. Above the surface, nothing appeared to be happening, so the other kitties didn't understand why she spent so much time in the overlooked spot. Eventually, delicate emerald tendrils peeked out of the soil. Gala loved and protected them until wondrous blossoms burst forth. What seeds can you nurture in your heart? What garden are you trying to grow? And that is called tending the garden. I really love that reading for you guys. Please let me know in the comments if you felt the same way. Comments, questions, concerns, complaints. Okay. Citrine people, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, for being part of my journey, and it is a pleasure and an honor to be part of yours. And I'll see you guys under the new moon in Pisces. Smoky quartz, get it? Ha! This guy's been a big mess all day. I don't want to stay. Please. Help. Help. He's can't make an appearance right now. Sorry, everyone. Okay, smoky quartz people. What do we need to know for our highest and our best? Angels, spirits, guides, ancestors. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Smoky quartz people. Highest and best. Okay, I see you guys out here. Let's try. Oh, so we're not done. Oh, God. Oh, you really want me to read, huh? Shit. Oh my God, that's so funny. My phone's supposed to be on Do Not Disturb right now. I'm sorry, Carly. Okay, let's do this. Oh my God, you guys are really something else. I really love this. All right, so we got 811. Someone called it 811. So new beginnings in leadership. By the way, this guy, he popped out fair and square. What's the word? He just popped out right in the middle, face up. Everyone else is face down. So I think this is the theme. So interesting. And then we got new beginnings. And what else is here? Shit. Guys, I'm so proud of you. Fuck. Okay, I see what we're seeing. Holy fuck. I don't even know what to do right now. Honestly, this is weird because basically you got leadership, new beginnings, and spiritual partnership. But y'all knew that, right? Because the rest of your cards are literally happy ending, personal growth, and karmic completion. So, and then new beginning. So this is literally a rebirth period for you. And it has to do with this. And can I just freak the fuck out for a second? Because 2-7 and 1-8 both equal 9-9. I'm talking to you, Courtney. Wow. So, and then again, karmic completion and personal growth, these are periods in your life that you won't have to return to. This rebirth is your last rebirth in that way. So, I mean, there, you know, your life will continue and things will continue, but you have fully come to a new place where you can look back and you're a different person, literally. So congratulations about that. Proud of you guys. Love this. Okay, what do we need to know? For our smoky quartzers. wow. Oh, I love this. Not what I would have expected at all. Okay, so. Sorry, it's not that funny. So when you're reaching, sorry, when you're reaching a point where you feel tension, you feel like indecision, you feel like at first you wanted this, but now because there's so much tension, you don't know why. Tap in. You know how. Tap in. Listen to your guidance and change your focus, right? Because sometimes we think, oh, I'm going to solve this problem like this, but then we forget the why, right? Because we think, oh, if we just figure out what to do, then all we have to focus on is the what, and we can forget about the why. But you live by the why now. You live by the why now. So tap in, listen to your why, and change your focus accordingly. Also, I can't handle this. All right, someone's got some comedic ass guys up in here. They said, just breathe and just fucking do it. Just lead. And I know there's some of you out here. We've been talking about this for some time. So just breathe. And again, this kind of relates back to the previous group, but if you don't know how to lead, then don't. If you do know how to lead, that's when you need to recognize and be like, some of my energy needs to be in here. Like literally, right? It's a spiritual revolution, guys, out here. I'm saying, never have we ever had this many young people awakened at once. Ever. Okay, that's not fair. Like maybe before, but like recently, like last 20 years, last 40 years, last 100 years, I don't know. So it's the spiritual revolution and you're part of it. So get back on the bandwagon. No, I'm just teasing. But you know what you need to do. And it's not about you spewing out your fucking knowledge all the time. No. It's about you inserting that type of freedom for people where it's needed, Oh my God, you guys are real crazy out here. All right. So we got the detective. 2, but the first one, detective. Light attributes. Great powers of observation and intuition. That's you. Desire to seek out the truth. That is you. Shadow attributes. Voyeurism, falsifying information, right? So if you were to seek the truth, and you get frustrated trying to find it, it's really easy to just put it off on something else and just be like, yep, they were right with Christianity. That's it. I don't have, the energy to seek the truth anymore. Yeah, so I doubt that we do this, but maybe not in such a dramatic, maybe in littler ways, you were fighting for your truth, maybe with your intimate partner, or maybe with a family member, parent, or even kid, and then you realized that you wanted that to be the truth so much that now all of a sudden you're not saying things that are true anymore. Or vice versa. This is about you and your keenness to find the truth and understanding that sometimes people say they have the truth and they don't. So big gains, big detective gains. So it's up to you. You're Clouseau, you're Holmes. And then, if that wasn't enough, you guys got destroyer. Releasing what is potentially destructive. Preparing for new life. Again, rebirth fucking vibes right here. I love this. Shadow attribute. Intoxication with destructive power. Destroying others' dreams of potential. I don't think that's very pertinent, but we should definitely, honestly, during this friendship and creativity portal that's right here, community and everything, like destroying others' dreams or potential, that energy kind of has its own energy right now. So it's like we are learning how to best be in community with each other. And you know, according to this card, at least, that has nothing to do with destroying other people's dreams. And that's kind of the hard part. That's kind of the hard part. So we'll figure it out. You know, solutions is where it's at. So, you guys walk a tight road. In a good way, you know, but yeah, you know what you're here for. I gotta say that. All right, what's some emotions flying around? Energetic. Okay, done with that. So first thing off the bat, we got guilt. I love this because it says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So I release what's no longer serving me. That's a pretty like commonly used, right, affirmation, to release what's not serving you. But here with guilt, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth, like the belief that something's your fault, or the belief that you're not capable, or the belief that, you know, like you were sent here to suffer worse than others. Things like this. And it's maybe someone convinced that to you when you were young, you know, and so that's so common. But what they said, but what they said is, bitch, I'm a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. That's what they fucking said. That's what they fucking said. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Say it with me for the people in the back. One more time. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. That's you. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So we're learning about trust in the universe. Not in, well, I mean, kind of in others, because it's about your inner voice, right? And discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. It's simple. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. It's just a matter of setting your mind to it. So, wow, you guys. You're capable. You're more than capable. Let's do some Ayurveda. Do one more. Oh, very good. Oh, I love you. Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay, Amraya, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Ayurveda. Ayurveda, Ayurveda. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Well, you know what? Again, I don't like to refer to the book, but I do want to make sure I'm getting this right for you guys. Yeah, okay. So basically, this one is going to be Rise and Shine. So this has to do with understanding the sun's natural cycle. I might have talked about this last week with Greet the Day. They're pretty intertwined because they have to do with those cycles, like of the sun, you know, sunset and sunrise. And so again, this has to do with rising and kind of taking a breath, right? Taking a pause. If you have kids, right? The kids are still kind of like maybe asleep, or if you have older people that you take care of, or whatever, maybe you woke up first. That's a time where you can kind of like recognize the silence in the morning, you know? And like with trucks on the road, things like that, like the dump truck hasn't come yet, you know, and just kind of like breathing that in, right? And finding that sacred peace with yourself in that time every morning, right? So that's very simple. This one's hard. So emotional embrace. Emotional embrace. You need not fear your feelings. You need not fear your feelings. You need to feel your feelings is what needs to happen. So this is, you know, it really breaks it down for us. She's a flower woman, but she's looking in a mirror, and that mirror doesn't reflect back her body, it reflects back something else. And so this is basically you analyzing your emotions, analyzing that world in yourself, and being honest with yourself and allowing things to rise without questioning them and without the mind saying, this doesn't belong in my psyche or whatever. Because once it does that, then it's buried. Then you're already carrying it, right? But once we acknowledge it and we breathe through it and we surrender to it, and then it can be released, right? So, and that is not like some people are good at it and some people aren't. No, what it is that some people have worked their whole lives in grief or regret, and now they don't deal with regret anymore because something that they had to go through deeply, right? And same with other people's with compassion. Some kids are taught compassion at such a young age. It's so, inherent to them. And so that's how it is with us, is that we have our gifts, we have our aspects, and they can sometimes complement each other, and and just because you're dealing with something that you don't think that you should be dealing with, that's more common than you think. So don't shy away from your community at this time. Definitely find that emotional solitude to be vulnerable with yourself, but I find that friends have a very, very interesting knack of making things okay, making vulnerability accepted. So it's breaking my heart. It's like, it's good, everything's good, it's all good, but I don't know why I just feel you guys so hard today. Okay. So let's meet our spirit cat, shall we? Meet Alice. She is small but brave, jumping headfirst down the rabbit hole. Although the unknown may seem scary and fraught with danger, we should always hold faith in the beautiful possibilities and discoveries awaiting us. True courage is listening to our intuition and moving in the direction of our heart's deepest yearning, even when we are afraid and want to turn back to our comfortable, familiar world. Trust yourself enough to take that leap. And always remember, no matter where you land, the ride will be strange, magnificent, and oh so worth it. And that's courage. I did not need that. Man, I love you guys. Please let me know if you guys are open to letting me know what crystal you chose. I love you guys very, very much. So much, I can't even. And I will see you guys for the new moon in Pisces next week. Soulmate quartz, soulmate quartz. Always need a good soulmate sesh, right? There it is. I don't know. We're working with it. Okay, soulmate quartz, people, ancestors, guides, angels, spirits. What do we need to know for our highest and our best? What do these soulmate quartz choosers need to know for their highest and their best? Oh, that's sweet. I love that. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, they got self-love. Give me one sec. Right off the bat, self-love. Okay, they said no. That's it. And we got financial discipline and personal growth. So maybe you guys are, messing with your monies right now. Expanding, maybe reinvesting, maybe kind of altering those boundaries a bit, maybe placing some more boundaries, letting some go. Maybe you reached a goal recently that you've been working towards. If so, congratulations. But there's something related to, I love this card, financial discipline, but I also feel like it makes people so anxious, and like it's not supposed to do that. Like, I feel that it's something having to do with you guys. It's having to do with, that's the point is abundance. See, we have this 8 here, and abundance in this deck is 88th. So it's that theme. But then with the 4, it's that foundation. It's that home. It's that physical realm. The four walls in the center direction, the 4 corners in the center direction, right? So it's about this manifesting of abundance. It's about this recognition of seeing the abundance all around us and knowing that that's ours, right? And actually claiming that for ourselves. And that is actually very related to self-love, no? Very related. And again, abundance is not necessarily just like things that you receive. It's things that you have a relationship with, right? So like your partner is an abundance for you because they can bring you things that you maybe can't do by yourself, right? Like if you were trying to move a couch, it's like a very cool conceptual thing, right? Like, so you could do it by yourself, but if you had a little bit of help, it changes it. So recognizing that abundance is a form of gratitude and is a form of self-love. So that's really interesting. Kind of got me on a weird topic, but I like that. Like that. All right, let's see. What do we need to know about this? Our situations that have been happening. Wow. Oh, very interesting. Oh, okay. Oof. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but we got a lot of like, what's the word? They're like not ready to admit that they're healers and they're leaders. I'm sorry, it's just really funny because you guys got shine and lead. Right? So lead by being yourself. You don't have to do anything. Just be yourself, Be the person that people are waiting, to kind of close up that gap, There's a lot of topics, there's a lot of things going on in our world that we think are now appropriate to discuss and open dialogue about, and we're still working, to get there. But you have the keys. You have the keys at least to your own castle, right? So take that. Hey. And here's the thing, right? Because you're like, no, I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting for something. And they said, no, you're not. You're waiting for your damn self. I've been there. So confront what is it that you really need to do right now. And it's probably not it's probably not that bad, right? Like it's not something, again, if you don't know what choice to make, it's not time to make a choice yet. So what choice do you know how to make? Make it. Easy. I love that. They're fucking crazy, guys. They're crazy. Let's see what this said. This is confusing. So, wow, this is really interesting. So, let me think for a second. Okay, I understand. Okay, I understand now. So, I think. So we got rebuild and win or lose at the same time. So this is trippy because this has to do with compromise, and this is literally the Tower card. So it's literally like, I was like, wait, so we are having a compromise or it's all trash, right? No. So I think what this can attest to is when you find yourself in a compromise, you need to know when it's you that needs to rebuild and when it's them. And sometimes it'll be both, right? And so a big part of compromising with someone or something is knowing how you want to make it now, right? It's okay to say, oh, I'll meet you in the middle. But, you know, when people barter, they don't say, oh, 20, 15. Okay, between 20 and 15. No, they say 17, right? So I feel like that's the energy I'm getting from that. And then I was like looking for more guidance, but they just said release and heal. So, I mean, I think this is just about moving on, right? Moving on, kind of, it's not really about accepting the loss. It's kind of more about like accepting that, you know, that you're not always going to win. It's not really like, you know, it's not really like, oh, I've lost and I'm not right. It's like, okay, well, thankfully for my friend, now I have this kind of insight that I wasn't really willing to understand before. And that's a big role to play. So, you know, take your time, but again, you're more than capable. Let's see what archetypes have we got floating around. Let's see archetypes. What do we need to know? We're almost done here. On a better schedule than I was last week. It was fun, but just long. Ooh, what? Okay. Y'all got Prince. No, I don't know any Prince stuff. Romantic charm and potential for power. Okay. And then the shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandizement. So let's think about that. So it's a co-creation, right? It's a co-creation. So when you feel like, you know, with this power that you have, right? With this energy, when you keep going and going, and there's a certain time where you can stop and you can ask the universe for their response, you know, and you can ask the universe to send you a sign of like that you're doing what you need to be doing. And I think that that's something that like needs to be in your awareness right now, because you have a personal experience with the universe, you know? So I feel like this is saying like you are just so powerful and you're so charming to people that you can really do whatever you want. And that's why you need to be careful, because you can get caught up in whatever because you're so multifaceted. And that's when the rebel comes in. Well, not really, but here they are. Challenges authority to affect social change. Rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And then the shadow attributes is rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. So the very obvious negative attributes. and actually I think a lot more relatable than some of the other ones that we have. Especially with the like socio-political like climate right now and everything, rejecting legitimate authority out of anger, definitely heard. Rebelling out of peer pressure or fashion, definitely heard, right? So that's very interesting. But I think bottom line is this balance of understanding who's the real authority, right? So, the mind wants to be part of it, and the mind is a tool for the spirit to use, right? But when the mind gets too wrapped up in things, it kind of tries to, speculate its own, endings, its own kind of story. And I think that that's exactly when we need to tap in and we need to say, ask for that guidance that is really there. It's really there. So, yeah, definitely. And knowing that you can come to a consensus on things without being, you know, in those shadow attributes, in those, anger or like peer pressure or things like that. You can find a solution without those energies present. Yeah, big energy. Big energy. Big portal energy. Yep. Man. Okay. So, first thing we got, god damn. Yeah, portal energy. Okay, so first thing we got is friendship. I acknowledge that a friend is in my life for a reason. And in a lot of ways, it is up to you to determine that reason. But now we realize that there's a lot of friends that it's not up to us why they're there, right? So that's really interesting that it kind of has this just kind of like awareness, right? Awareness that, friendships develop and, sometimes build, sometimes crumble. And, it's no harm, no foul. Because we commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I already know who I'm talking to right now. No, but really, that's love. That's love, is seeing the good. It's seeing the good and, being that reckless optimist. Sometimes. But it's all for freedom. It's all for this, because this is the year of freedom. I mean, like growth, expansion, like that. But very, very very, very tied to freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness? No shit, really? You do. I love you guys so much. I really do. All right, let's do some Ayurveda. I don't know if I should be more annoying or less. It's like kind of hard to decide. Ooh! I love that all the groups got 2 cards too. Oh, okay. Conscious consumption. I don't know if someone got this last week, but I got this last week. Conscious consumption. I love this card. So it has everything to do with finding the conscious, like, okay, how I literally remember this card, because there's a lot related to like digestion, but it's literally the consciousness of what you're consuming. So if you eat meat, think about like thanking the fish or thanking the cow for that food. And being really honest about that. Like, I'm giggling, but like, when it comes down to it, like, it's not seriousness, it's sincerity, right? It's not seriousness, it's sincerity. It's sincerity. Sorry. I don't know why. Like, I talk really well and then I get on here and I just bleh. So, acknowledging that your food came from another animal with awareness like you, even if it's a little different. Or, the plants, like, wow, these lettuce took 2 months to grow and I'm eating it in 2 minutes. Like, that's a consciousness, like, aspect, right? Yeah, again, gratitude, and there should never be, especially when you're eating, there should never be any type of bad talk on yourself about, oh, I got this from the store and it has bad sourcing and this, because now you're eating it, literally. Now you're eating all that negative energy that you thought of, basically. So, take that time to forgive yourself if you got it from a place where you're not, like, ideally like it to source from. Like, I'm freaking queen of that. Like, no. But yeah, and purify it with your consciousness, right? So I love that. And then get down and dirty with it. Get down and dirty with it. Musical expression is different than influential sound, which is another card in this deck. So influential sound has to do with making awareness of the sounds that come into your scope, whereas musical expression is it's about, listening to the music that you like. But if you have the capability to express music, that's the main point, right? And think about it. Musical expression is a form of meditation. Heavy. If you have an artist that says no, I'd like to talk to them. All right, you guys. God, I love this so much. This is really, like, such a cool experience for me. Thank you, everyone who's been here watching out on me and throughout the whole thing. So I love you guys a lot. Let's meet the spirit kitty. Ooh, gotta think for a sec. Okay, literally one of my favorite cards in the deck. I'm not just saying that because I love all the cards in the deck. Gotta plug in my computer. Meet Zed. He might not look like your ordinary house cat, but in fact, he is one. He doesn't come from outer space or from a far-off land. He lives just around the corner. He is the maker of his own kittyverse. He is constantly recreating himself to mirror the infinite possibilities of his imagination. Today, he is purple and green, but tomorrow he might be made of flowers, and the next day he might have stars for eyes. We're all in a constant state of becoming. We don't need to always stick with the familiar A, B, and C. Sometimes we can reach for Z, and that's imagination. So I love that for you guys. Take advantage of all the beautiful inner workings of your mind and spirit. And I'm just happy to be here and be queer. Sorry. I do feel that way though. Okay, well, I love you all very much. And I can't wait for, this portal to go further into Pisces, and then we'll have the new moon, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys for the new moon. Love you all so much. Thank you.